On today's episode, we will be making bread pudding from 1900 Park Fair in the Grand Floridian. So let's get started. While our oven is preheating to 325, we're going to go ahead and start making our bread pudding. Now you take a loaf of white bread and we're going to cut it into 1-inch squares. We're going to place it in a loaf pan that we have put into a water bath. In a mixing bowl, I've placed 2 cups of sugar with 6 eggs. We're going to go ahead and mix this up, and then we're going to add in half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 4 ounces of softened butter, and a cup of heavy cream. Now with this recipe, you could always use milk or half and half instead if you wanted to cut down on the fat that's in the heavy cream. That's always an option. Same with the bread. You could, instead of using a white bread, you could use something like a wheat bread. I'm going to add in the softened butter. And our heavy cream. Now once this is ready, we're going to pour the custard over the top of our bread. So now that our custard is mixed, we're going to pour it on top of the bread. You want to push down on it so that it absorbs into the bread. You want to make sure don't forget to do the bath water for it. Otherwise the eggs will be more like scrambled eggs instead of this being like a custard. Now that our bread pudding is ready to go in the oven, we're going to go ahead and place it in there. Now it'll cook for about an hour. You want it cooked till it's just golden brown. While our bread pudding is baking in the oven, we're going to go ahead and make our vanilla sauce. In a saucepan, we're going to go ahead and put 1 cup of heavy cream, a cup of milk, and I have a vanilla bean, half a vanilla bean that has been split. We're going to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to add that to the rest of the ingredients. While our sauce is coming to a boil, we're going to go ahead and mix together the rest of the ingredients. It calls for 3 egg yolks, so we're going to separate those from the egg whites. I just toss it back and forth in the shell. That's the easiest way to do it. And then we're going to pour in half a cup of sugar. And we're going to mix that together. And once our sauce comes to a boil, we're going to go ahead and slowly pour it into this mixture. Now with your leftover egg whites, you can set those aside, and if you want, you can make an egg white omelet the next day, something like that. Now that our milk has come to a boil, we're going to go ahead and slowly stir it in to our egg mixture. Now you want to make sure you stir it in nice and slow, otherwise you'll end up with scrambled eggs. And you don't want your sauce to be scrambled eggs. Now we're going to go ahead and reduce the heat and pour our mixture back into a saucepan. Now we're going to let this cook until it's thick, but you want to make sure it doesn't boil. So you want to keep it on low heat. Now that our sauce is thickened, we're going to go ahead and pour this into our bowl that has been placed in an ice bath. We're going to strain it so we can get out the vanilla bean. kind of get out all that good sauce. We're going to go ahead and let this cool while the bread pudding finishes up in the oven. Now that our bread pudding is ready, we're going to go ahead and take it out of the oven. That looks good. Be careful you don't spill the water. Don't want to get burned. Smells good. Just going to drizzle some of the vanilla sauce on top. Okay, so let's give this a try. That was really good. And that's all for today. For this recipe and others, go to srsounds.com and check out the message boards. Well, that's all for today. Till next time, I'm Kristen, this is Mickey, and we'll see you real soon.